beautiful, divine, intuitive beings.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear
no.
you now.
Oh, good. I'm so pleased to hear you can hear me. So I'll start again, just in case. I was saying, hello, you gorgeous, beautiful, divine, intuitive beings. Welcome to Marina Beech. We've got a little bit of an echo going on for some reason. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm going to turn that down a little bit.
I'm going to take these out because my earpods have gone weird. Is that better? Are you still hearing?
You don't sound like a Dalek. So
That's good.
something.
Have you
Because
still got
that
an echo?
happened last week. Slightly, but it's not too bad, I don't think. Let me know, guys. Is it all right? Or is it like, oh no, do we sound okay? Because it's really important today, because I brought Marina here for you, the soul alchemist, to talk about all things that go bump in the Akashic Library this Halloween, with 3 juicy tips as well. And of course, Marina has also recently been in the paper. Which
I have. The
paper
Daily
is
Mail.
it? The Daily Mail. We are going so mainstream, aren't we? Tarot is in the Guardian today, and apparently the Sun also let rip on the, like they let out some kind of major arcana guide or something. Get that? My
Oh, wow.
goodness. Yeah, so it's exciting to be part of this getting out there into the mainstream vibe, Marina.
It totally is. It's needed, isn't it? And I'm just thankful for the lady, the reporter, who is on her spiritual path, is recognizing that she needs to put forward stories that open up the consciousness a little bit more of the, the general public. And so I mean, she's in the Daily Mail. She said like the stories like the Akashic Records and things like that wouldn't have been entertained like 10 years ago in the Daily Mail, but she's putting forward also articles around star seeds and manifesting with witchcraft and all of this, and it's been aired, it's been put in the paper. So I'm just like, hats off to her, because that's amazing.
Yeah.
But also the Daily Mail to for kind of also running
the
with these
Daily
stories.
Mail and the Sun of all papers. You just
I
wouldn't,
know.
you wouldn't think it, would you?
No, but it's
Anyway, that's one library. Tell us about the other library. And
yes.
hello, Shiona. Someone's saying I'm really quiet. I don't know who you are, but Julia is saying that I sound fine. Sorry, the only reason I don't know who you are is because it's not registered with StreamYard, so it just says Facebook user to me. But hopefully it's just a case of coming out and back in, because I think everybody else is saying we sound okay. Let me know, guys, if we sound okay.
That's good.
And what was I going to say? The Akashic Records. So, guys, anything you wanted to ask about the Akashic Records, just get those questions in now, and then we can start answering them for you. And what we'll do in the meantime is we'll fill that in whilst we're waiting for any questions about Akashic Records. We'll fill that in by letting you know a little bit about it. But of course, if you're here live, it'd be really good to ask Marina while she is here anything you ever wanted to know about Akashic Records. But let's just start with, because you're going to give us 3 tips as well, but let's just start with the introduction. So we just say, so what are they, Marina? What are these Akashic Records?
Okay, so the Akashic Records, most people would recognize or maybe understand them as being a library, but they can also be presented in lots of different ways. But basically, they're an energetic field or database that hold information around every single soul that has ever lived in all of the lifetimes that they've ever had since their soul's creation. And basically, all of the information that is recorded in the Akashic Records and held within that library is all of the stories, all of the thoughts, the feelings, the choices, the consequences, the relationships, everything that you've kind of encountered in a life within 1 minute even is recorded in the Akashic Records. And so we can, as more conscious beings that we are now, we are more able to access the Akashic Records and actually learn about our soul's journey and what we've been up to in the past, which is absolutely amazing. And it's only in the last 30 years the mainstream, I'd say public, have really kind of cottoned on with the Akashic Records. Now, for some of you, you may still have not even heard of the Akashic Records, and it was only new to me kind of 4 years ago. That's when I kind of discovered them. So they're an amazing database where you can go and you can do all sorts of stuff in there, which is what I'll share with some of my tips. But it's my main port of call. That's where I now do all of my work, and that's where I help my clients to kind of really support them moving forward in their life and in their business as well. So
I have a question about that actually. You know, how did it come into your life?
Quite randomly, but of course nothing is random. So I was watching a Facebook Live, as you do, in a group, and there was a lady that was coming on. She'd been scheduled for the following day, and she used the Akashic Records, which I had absolutely no idea what they were. And she asked a question, 3 questions. So choose a question, leave your date of birth and your name and your place of birth. That's all the details I need to access your Akashic Records live on the thing. And I was like, oh, this is really intriguing. And at that point, I was really at a crossroads because I kept getting made redundant from my retail job, which was my deconstruction out of 3D to kind of connect with 5D and, my spiritual path. And I thought, right, okay, this master program, because that's what I wanted to know, this is going to give me my life purpose. So that's my question. So I was like, fantastic. And so I watched her and I was driving and I was kind of listening to her. And she says, you've got a master program of alcoholism. And I was like, well, first of all, I was kind of thinking, well, that wasn't what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be my life purpose and you're a healer or something. And then I was like, oh my God, that is just so true. And this is why I can't get past my psychological addiction to alcohol, because that's what I was actually experiencing. But nobody really knew about it because I was ashamed of actually admitting that I'd got a problem. So she cleared it. So she did all this pendulum dowsing in the Akashic Record. Says you've got this master program, and she cleared it within a couple of seconds. That switch went off, and I lost all of the impulse and this kind of mental program that I had going on about thinking about a drink, how I'm going to not have a drink when I get home. This was just a mental battle that I had in day out. That completely cleared. And so it was a Friday afternoon. It was really sunny. It was in June. Normally would go to the pub on a Friday afternoon, Friday evening. And it was like, no, I'm not going. I don't need to go. I don't need a drink. And so I've not drank since. That's 4.5 years ago. So that was my introduction. Yeah, to the Akashic Records. So I was kind of like, I need to know how to use the Akashic Records.
Great, show us. We've got people here saying that it's new. Shona is saying it's new to her. She's only heard about it recently.
Yes.
So, and it sounds like you were a first timer on that Facebook Live.
First timer, yes. And you know what? I kind of come to realize that for me to heavily go into something that I really could be completely all in on in terms of mission and passion, my ego really needed something big for me to believe that something that big, that could be done in such a, transforming way. And so it's only on reflection, I'm thinking, yeah, that's what I needed to kind of actually believe that something like this could actually happen and, and be effective. So, yeah.
So what happens then? Like, obviously she did something with your date of birth on a Facebook Live, and it sounds like that was just really powerful in itself. But I think there's a lot of people here saying it's new to them. Judy is saying it's new to her. Like Lucy's saying hello. She's watching from a live in a train in Manchester, which is
amazing.
Far from you.
Not far from me. I'm in Crewe, so you might have gone through Crewe.
Okay, so what is it? What would you do with someone? And then if you can give us 3 tips, because we need to be finished by in the next kind of 15 minutes.
Sure.
So can you tell us what how you do it, and then give us 3 tips.
Yeah, okay. So there's different ways to do it, and I kind of teach in more of a shamanic journey way, where I'll take somebody into the Akashic Records and they use their visuals or their senses to kind of embody it more. If I'm personally doing it for myself or for my clients, one-to-one clients, I actually use a pendulum, and I do use if I'm doing a journey or if I'm doing pendulum, I always use the date of birth, the full name, and the place of birth. And that's because I want to connect in with the right Akashic Records. So if I was doing a client, so for instance, if I was going into a client's Akashic Record and I wanted to understand what blocks and restrictions they would have, then I would use their details, and then I would connect. Am I actually in the Akashic Records? I would find out if there's any blocks to truth, because some souls, even though consciously they're saying, yeah, go into my Akashic Records, that's fine, the soul actually is like, hang on a bit, I don't want you going into this Akashic Records. So I have to get the permission of the soul. So if they put up blocks to truth and that comes up as a yes, then it might be that they're putting up mirrors, and they're called light power images. And so I can take the mirrors down, but if they keep putting them back up, then the soul does not want me to go into the records. There can also some other blocks to truth as well. But usually all of my clients, they're fine, they let me in. And then I would start to connect with blocks and restrictions, because all of my work essentially is to either find out the soul identity of the soul, so what their primary gifts or their divine gifts are, what their soul group is, what their talents are, their life theme. So that's the first part. Then I would look at karmic blocks. So I would say, what blocks and restrictions we have. So I might get given vows, contracts, bargains, negative intentions. Most of my clients have attaching souls. So I have to release the attaching souls as well. And all of this has energies attached to it, programs. So I get a real big picture of the blocks and restrictions, and the soul is ready to release, because we don't get everything in one go, because we go into a healing crisis. We have to do it in layers. And it's only what the soul or the person is ready to release. So that's how I would do it on a one-to-one. But if I'm teaching, like in my Akashic masterclasses or just on my Wednesday live that I do, it's more of a shamanic journey. You come and join in. I will lead you through into your Akashic Records, and you can start to do some healing, or we'll unlock some gifts, or we'll do something like that.
Very much like you did when you were
yes,
in my membership for the Lionsgate, and we did
that was, oh my God, that was so powerful. God. That was off the scale.
It was amazing.
I didn't get much sleep that night, I have to say.
Okay, so how can we start using it now? I mean, is there any of those 3 tips where people can get a little something instantly from it?
Yeah, so what I would say is I always have an open mind and be curious about going into your Akashic Records, and don't build up a big expectation about what it is that you're going to get, because like anything, this takes practice, because we're using our intuition, and we're also establishing a connection with our Akashic Record keepers, because we all have at least one keeper of your records that, holds it safe and sacred. So go in with no expectation, an open mind, be curious, have fun with it. And you can actually do this even with, connecting and just having a journal and a pen, and make, kind of putting it forward that you want to connect with your Akashic Records, and get yourself in just a very nice meditative state. Give yourself, 10 minutes, and then just see what kind of comes forward. But my first thing would be to probably do a guided meditation of some kind, and do it that way rather than trying to do it yourself. But no expectation, be curious, follow a guided meditation. And then what I would also look at, and this is something that you can think out before you go in, is if you have a repeat pattern that keeps coming up for you, or there's a kind of person that you attract in your relationships, or you continually have these health issues that perhaps your ancestors or your family had, then you've got a karmic lesson or a pattern that's going on there. And so that would be a really good thing to maybe get a bit more insight around, or see if you can heal it or start to let it go or cut cords to it. So you can have real fun in your Akashic Records in terms of what guides you bring in, whether it's angels or, you know, whoever. And you can do all of this type of stuff. It's kind of, it's, for me, it's as limited as your mind and your imagination is. That's how I use the Akashic Records. Now, some people may not agree with that, but for me, that's how it feels right for me. My Akashic guides have said, just have fun with it.
Let's summarize. Set an intention.
Yeah.
Be open and curious, releasing expectations. So mindset.
Yes.
It's like intention, mindset, and journaling and meditation. Those are 4 tips, I guess. Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you said, and Shona's put a question, and we'll come to that in a minute. But when you said do a meditation, is that like any guided meditation or a specific guided
I would do
meditation?
a specific one that's connected with the Akashic Records. So, for instance, one that I would put out on YouTube or somebody else, and then there's probably loads of Akashic meditations that are on YouTube, but I would do something that's guided, that's actually leading you into your Akashic Records.
So you have some of those on YouTube, do you, Marina?
Yeah. I have quite a few on there. Yeah.
What's your channel on YouTube?
It's Marina, the Soul Alchemist.
Okay, like your name, but without the beach. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can type that in, guys. If you want to go and do that whilst, you know, strike while the iron's hot, and you know, set an intention and do a journey and then journal about it. Sounds like the best way forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And then if they get stuff that they want to connect with you more, I guess they could message you on the YouTube or at the bottom of this video as well. You could just you'll be around to like keep clicking and
I mean,
seeing,
I've got the same thing through Facebook as well and Instagram. It's Marina, the Soul Alchemist. So
fantastic. So you're easily findable. Excellent. And Shona is saying, does it work with everyone?
It depends on your mindset. Absolutely, it works with everyone, but it's whether you believe it or not.
And I guess what our definition is of work, like
absolutely, yeah.
So it's like when I do a tarot feelie, for instance, like, which is where you hold the tarot between your hand and you don't know what it is, and you're tuning in, and it's never about getting the card right. It's about using the card as a portal to receive the energy of the card. So you're not trying to get to know the card. You're opening to whatever it wants to give you.
Yes.
And then when people look at the card afterwards, they'll judge the message they've got, because quite often it's the opposite. But the reason it's the opposite is because you're tuning into the higher self. And so, how can I put this? Like the 5, because I know you're a tarot reader as well. So like the 5 of Pentacles is that kind of like down and outy looking one that's like homeless. And I was getting a spout of getting the 5 of Pentacles, but the message that I was getting was know your worth. So it's like the opposite. So people will look at it and go, well, that's the opposite. And it's like, exactly, because, you know, it's about coming out of that, like, right, is it right, or is there something to prove, and getting to that place of opening to the higher message. So that's what you really mean about the mindset and the curiosity. It's like
absolutely,
let go of all of that stuff.
I mean, if you choose,
then it can come in, really, isn't it?
I mean, if you think that you're not going to get anything, then you're choosing that. So if you can go with just more an open mind, no expectation, and just be curious and playful with it, you're going to get way more, probably.
And I think that just goes the same for anything across the board like this, doesn't it? Tarot, Akashic Records, anything like that. That's why, like, the tarot is the fool's journey.
Yes, absolutely.
It's
so true. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. I think this might have been a record cracking fast live. Well done, Marina. But if you want more of Marina and me, we will be on Clubhouse tomorrow, and we're doing lots of things together because this is the run up to 11/11, which is
Yes.
International Intuitives. And I forgot to put the link to sign up for the early bird in the post. But I think I might have it here.
You can add it in as well.
Oh, I've got to mute myself. Excuse me. Clearing something, but that's the early bird.
Yeah, I can say it for you. There's the early bird if you need it. And the 11/11 intuitive day is going to be amazing, actually. I'm looking forward to that. I've got a masterclass as well that I'm running on that evening. But yeah, I'm really excited to do that because I know I'm doing a little bit around clearing blocks around connecting with your intuition. So that will be pretty cool. We'll do that in the Akashic Records.
Fantastic. Thank you, Marina.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Shifting some stuff there. So,
yeah, clearly.
Yes, and I think there's about another 11 of us that day. So it's like in a Facebook group, and
she's off again. Yeah, Facebook group. What time do we start? Was it about 10, 11? 11 o'clock, yeah, because then we can hit the 11/11 on 11/11. And I think it runs till about 4 or 5, doesn't it?
11.
Yes. Oh, so it runs till 11. Oh my gosh, okay. 11 at night.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. There's a break in the afternoon. So,
Right, okay, and then we start again.
Some from across the pond, Art
Yeah.
Greiser, Elizabeth Harper, Chris Ann Donnelly, done the Muse Tarot and the Lightseers Tarot. They are
cool.
all across the pond. So they will be with us for the evening session. We have the afternoon off, but it's kind of a bit crazy from 11 till 3, bish, bash, bosh.
Yeah.
But of course, there's always replays. That's the beauty of Facebook. And you'll be in a group with us for a week. So you get to hang out with us all for a week and just kind of pick our brains. I mean,
yeah.
I hate that.
I'm being the 11/11 portal energy as well, because that then runs for a few days. Well, it runs up all the way to the 21st, doesn't it, December?
Tell us about that.
Oh, so the 11/11 portal, yeah. So
oh, so the 11/11 portal, yeah. So
yeah, I've been
know.
doing stuff on that day for a few years now, and it's where we get it's another portal where we get real energetic upgrades. So any aspects of our energetic DNA that are not unlocked yet or are ready to be expanded more, we will get that portal of light, and we have all of these amazing, powerful light energy codes activating on that portal. And it's the portal where manifesting is huge. This is around awakening your inner magician, which is what I'll be doing in my Akashic Masterclass. That's what it's called. So this is a real potent manifesting portal. So if you've got intentions for 2022, this is the day that you want to set them. So it's perfect that your event is running on the 11/11 portal date, but it stays open I don't know if it maxes on the 11/11, but it stays open all the way up to the 21st of December, because then we go into obviously the equinox. So it's powerful. It's a really powerful time because you have 12/12 portal as well.
Yes. And when you think 11/11 is, when is it the Second World War finished? I think, wasn't it on the 11th?
Yes.
11th, which is why it's Armistice Day.
Armistice Day,
yeah. In the USA, always. They were like, Tiffany, you're putting this on Armistice. Who are you to be running this event on Armistice? I was like, oh, it's not Armistice Day here. That's always on a Sunday.
It's on a Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
But, there is a link. There's a complete link, because it's interesting you were saying about the magician, because my second book, The Transformational Truth of You, is called The Magician's Journey. And it is all about 11/11 and manifesting and the link with war. So there really, there really is
Yeah, there is.
huge energy around it. Um, and it does seem to be about transition, because when I say the link with war, that book's about how I got a massive download about how so many souls were still not passing. It was like a backlog.
Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
yeah, so it does sound like it's all about helping the transition of us getting to where we need to be going. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm getting a lot of
listening to you.
yeah, I'm getting a load of angel bumps just confirming that you're saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so thank you for sharing that. Guys, this is the link. You just click it and put your name down, and you'll get an invite soon. Very soon. The early bird is like quite late this year.
The early bird is still laying and giving golden eggs.
But it's all going to be divinely timed, right? We are
Absolutely, of
exactly
course
on
it is.
time.
Yeah.
So do click that and sign up, because the early bird only goes out to you if you have put your name down on that list. So if you don't, you won't get it. All right, my lovelies. And check out Marina's YouTube. Marina, let me put your name back up. I can't get that link to work. You're right, Shona, because during Mercury retrograde, I had to change my website because the other one
Oh,
went down.
blimey.
So it's actually, you see this bit where it says activate your intuition system? Take that out and put in Tiffany Cressara. So let me just, so it's actually www.tiffanycressara.com/11-early bird. Really sorry about that. I will put the right link
Link.
in the
Yeah.
post now. I will get off and I will do that right now. And you guys, you go and check out Marina's YouTube. Have a lovely journey. And if you want to know more, join us on Clubhouse tomorrow at 4 p.m. Take care.
Brilliant.
Bye for now.
Love and blessings.